so that way as soon as you share it, I can pull it up.
Oh yeah, I'm in the building. Yeah, what it do? It is your boy Shout Time,
And your girl Becky,
and we're back with Let's.
be fucking for real.
We just talked to y'all about real stuff about relationships. Big, what are we talking about tonight?
Tonight we're actually gonna be discussing growth in relationships. With the levels that you have. I'm excited about tonight.
Me as well. Me as well. So when we talk about growth in relationships, what is at what part when is a relationship official? Does it need to be words that makes it official, or is it time? Is it like your last relationship? When was it official? What made it?
Oh my! I I don't like the way I made it official. I think that's the best way to put it. Um, but basically, the what made it official was eventually a conversation. There was a lot of things that took place, and I was really big on not assuming. And I feel like you definitely have to have a conversation. Like as a woman, I feel like you're supposed to say, like you're supposed to let a man ask you, like, hey, like you want to be my girl. But
You
you
feel like you
shouldn't.
gotta ask?
Yeah, I do. I really do.
I thought we was an equality generation.
We are, however, it's just the stigma that men marry who they want and women marry who they can.
Okay, I agree with that. I agree with that. So if men marry who they want and women marry who they can, if you find a man attractive, and if you not only attractive, you find a man attractive, and you find that's a man that you like and you want, don't you think you should tell him like I want you? And I'm not gonna beg you, I'm not gonna chase you, but I want you, and I'm gonna do what it takes to keep you and keep you happy. You know, what's wrong with a woman being aggressive and telling the man that?
I feel like sometimes for a man, I feel like that comes off too strong. Y'all literally will look at us and be like, "Oh, she is strong. She's strong about it." I feel like there's ways that we do subtly talk about it, and it kind of comes up. But I feel like women are more so action people. So it's not really a hey, I didn't have to tell my last partner, hey, why I want to, move forward with you. I did things like one time his son came to visit and I bought groceries for his house.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I just, bought stuff, not because he couldn't, but because I was already going grocery shopping. I know some things that he liked. So I got him, some stuff and took it over there.
Mm-hmm.
Women don't have to, for me, it's a thing that most women don't have to tell you they're interested. It's
Mm-hmm.
usually their actions that show it. So that's why I say, I don't feel like it's a woman have to run up and be like, I want you, I'm not going to chase you. It's clear, it's pretty clear and concise.
See, and I'm at the point where your words got to match your actions. Like, I don't even look at like you were talking about dating. I don't even look at dating because it's no point, right? Like, I don't have the time. I gotta be honest. I don't have the time. I'm a full-time father, trying to create a brand, trying to make more money. Going out with you is going to spend money. Trying to get to know you is spending money. I be him live with me, right? If you don't want to come here and hang out with us, then it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not wasting my time because there's no point for me, right? For anybody else, they can say like, I know no woman is going to be able to work and then give me that time and that. Like you said, everybody don't want to be a star. You want to be in my life, you got to, or have some type of star power, some type of star potential, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to. In basketball, there's 82 games in the season. LeBron don't need his teammates to be stars 82 games. 10, right? Give me 10 games. I'm gonna be a star every time I step on the court. It don't change. This is me. Like, no matter where I'm at, this is me. So you gotta start. All you gotta do is support. You know what I'm saying? So again, and that's not easy. I realize it's not easy for a woman, especially if she already working, already trying to maintain the house, already trying to do A, B, C, and D. I need two women. And it ain't even for the sex, it's for the partnership. It's for the take the load off of somebody, right? Again, society has built us with this thought process, this mindset. You supposed to get married to one person, such. That was written the Europeans' ideas. That's not where my people come from. That's not what was going on in Africa. That was
True.
the European mindset that they've made us adapt because we came to their country. Sorry, I no longer want. I no longer am trapped. I have a free mind. I do as I please. So if people judge me and say, "Oh, well, that's Holly's for unfaithful," well, I know you're a parent. You gotta.
I'm listening. I'm still here, y'all.
You good. People want to say that poly from unfaithful men. This don't got nothing to do with being unfaithful if you tell them the truth. Like you're not unfaithful if you're telling the truth. What you have to realize is growth. You wanna what do you want out of your relationship? People be in a relationship for years and never grow. All they doing is going to work. They going to work, they having sex, they might go out every once in a while. Right?
Okay, yeah, because that's so. Listen, you ain't saying nothing but nothing. Listen, that's why dating's hard for me. That's
Yeah.
all people want to do. Come,
They don't got
hang
no
out. Don't even want to talk. Don't even want to talk.
they don't got no like I can before even being we've grown, we've learned, we've come to the conclusion that I might know some things, she might know some things. We mash them together, we make it work. When I think about how the women I've dated, it's not if I ask a woman right now, what's your goal for the next 5 years? Most
Look
women
at
not
you, crazy.
most women not gonna have nothing to say, right? And you putting your mama earpods on. Yeah, you try.
What?
Huh? How are they mine?
The headphones.
Oh, the actual headphone. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. You no, you put them in the wrong ears.
But no, I agree with you. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think it's just women who have that. I think it's a lot of people. This
Yeah.
generation right now don't have no mindset, no goals, no orient. It's really it's
That
so
was not a
Googling
shot at
to.
women. I don't date men, so I don't know.
No, he like just I just want to clear there.
You got to be clear out here. We in the
No, yeah,
generation where
you do have to let somebody know. You have to. We were just talking about that at work today about. But we won't go there. Listen, but no, legit, it's one of those things that people don't know where they're going, what they're doing. They're just really out here. It's quicker for a woman to want to. I've talked to women; they want to know more about what you like sexually before they want to know what you do for work, or no, want to know more at least. Like when I tell people, like y'all, I work in procurement. Don't nobody know what that is.
yeah.
Women don't even really be trying to find out. Some of them will be like, "Oh, what's that?" And I'll give them a little, snip, and I'll be like, "Oh, okay," and then we'll carry the conversation on.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, "What do you do for a living?" "Oh, I'm a retail salesperson." I'm like, "Okay, what you selling? What's your next move after you move from here? Like, you just gonna be selling all the time?"
Mm-hmm.
Iggy, listen, go play. It's just one of those situations that people want to grow in a relationship, but what do y'all have growing on the side for yourself? That was the question I asked the other day. Where I said, can someone be broke and be in a relationship? And then what is considered broke? Because it's all about interpretation as well. I have a friend who tells me that broke is when he doesn't have a certain amount of money in his bank account. Not that he's down to $0. That's when he, broke, but a certain dollar amount for him is where he's like, okay, I'm broke at this point. If I'm, down to, $1,500, that's broke for me is what, maybe his number, I can't think of his exactly. But also I know people who, it's like, oh, I could be homeless, be homeless, no place to stay, and be okay with being in a full-blown relationship. What do you bring? What substance do you have?
You ever seen a couple walking down the street together? Okay, you gotta go because you want to take over the conversation. Talk time with Ellie will be coming in the next 45 years. We're gonna have you and the little girls. We got your tea parties. I'm playing again. Okay, give me a second. I move. This is not I move. If you bite me, I'm gonna punch you. Thank you.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but that cracked me up so hard. And it's the fact that you just was talking about how you wanted to start, and she said that she's just doing what you said.
Hey, she don't get no. She knew her role when she came out the womb. She already knew what she was destined for, and she got nothing. Both my kids got star potential, and I'm not saying that.
Oh yes.
I'm saying nah. The other one is. He told me today, that's my word. You don't use that. I say that. Huh?
Because he got a trademark and copyrighted.
Don't nobody care about Mirabelle. Her feet stink like yours. But yeah. Dating is so much like. I don't know if you said it there. Somebody said dating ain't nothing but wasting each other's time, right? That's
I didn't say it, but
that's how dating is right now. Like we going around lying to each other. I don't have time for it.
I
right?
feel like that's the issue is because we're not doing it right. That's why, you know, it ties into that talking phase.
What is
That's
doing a relationship right? Talk to
so
us.
when I say doing a relationship right, it's the talking phase first. You shouldn't go out on a date with everybody, and that's just my opinion. You should kind of text a little bit, talk a little bit, get to know each other, and see if anything that aligns together first, right? There's no reason because I don't want to come and get your energy and your vibe and the way you are as a person. If we could clearly text and talk, and I can find out that you have no ambition, you have nothing going on with your life, you have no plan, just stay with your homeboy, like it's never no talking. It's either this or that. You know what I'm saying? But for me, it's just one of those situations. Like you should be able to talk to somebody, and that's where it's talking and moving forward. Our they came a lot late. Look, it got me reading too.
No, it's not even they came late. I ain't had a chat up with my phone. I wasn't prepared. I was over here looking at the banners. I was trying to tell you something else about. Hey, once we get to stuff, we ain't gonna go there. Yeah, it's a bunch. It's a lot we can talk about over there, but
Yeah, we
yeah.
we definitely gonna that poly conversation. I promise y'all, we gonna have a big talk.
Hey, little bro, K Riz, bro, shout out to you for all you do, my boy. Like that's why you my top shooter. You know what I'm saying? Like top. You know what I'm saying? Black, my little cousin Black gonna be mad about that, but you top shooter. Like, he gonna fight you about that. But no, what am I doing? Come on, man. You see me over? It's Spider-Man. Mwah. Mwah. Give Spider-Man a kiss. But like again,
And I agree.
how can I date? How can we date? Right? How can we
For
date?
me, for
Like
me, that's what I'm saying. It's a that's what it's a talking phase. I'm not even going. I'm a single mom. I might get one time out of the month that I might get free from these kids, maybe. And I promise you, I'm not wasting it on some dude that I find out wasn't even worth my time. I'm not wasting it on some chick that's not even worth my time. That's why I'd rather talk to you first, right? Because it takes 2 seconds to read a message and then put the phone back down and keep working.
yeah.
At least we're asking each other questions. We're trying to to know each other. That's the issue with all of us. Today's generation is so quick to ask questions like, "What you like sexually? What you like doggy style?" But y'all aren't willing to ask somebody what do they do for work? Where's their career field going?
I don't even talk about sex. I feel like that's why I'm one of the most players dudes living because I don't gotta talk to you about sex. Let's just
I
talk.
don't want to. I
You know
don't
what I'm
want
saying?
to.
Like,
It turns me off immediately. It's the most I could be vibing with you so hard, but as soon as you mention it
you
when
see,
you're dating.
you see what my partner said?
Okay, but that's my okay. So I have a little question, right? Because I don't know too many dads who live at home with their kid, right, or have full custody, right? I
All
won't
my
say you
partners.
do. Oh,
All
and
my
maybe it's
partners.
just the circle. Listen, it might just be the circle that I'm hanging out with. You know what I'm saying? I might need to
Yeah.
venture out, start to meet more people.
It's
But
like
I'm gonna
eight
just
of
be
us. All
honest.
eight of us got
Even the men I've talked to with dating, they'll be like, "I'm a single father," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, so you know." I understand you probably have your kids a lot, and they're like, "Oh no, my kids are with me this every first, third, and fifth weekend or something like that, or every other weekend." To me, that's not a full time dad. I don't get a break from these kids. These kids, when I say full time, I mean full time salary with these children. So for me, like I don't have time today either. That's why I would rather not waste my time. That's why I'd rather talk to you first because you should build a friendship anyway. That's the issue as well. We all trying to build relationships and nobody's trying to build a friendship. And that's really what ultimately needs to stand first
I
before we can
want
even
you
build
to
a
be
relationship.
my best friend. If I got two women, I want us all. I couldn't be in a poly relationship where the girls didn't like each other. If
It
we
don't
not
make
all
sense.
friends, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
Exactly.
If we all can't go over to Kirk house and I'm making y'all plates, and then the next round she making the plates, I'm getting the shot. Like if it don't work like that, it's not gonna work for me. And even in the relationship, we have to be friends. That means you got to understand that when football on, I might tune you out. You got to understand me that I'm so focused on money, like I don't have time to be engulfed into another woman. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just me. See, yeah, I bet. I
Yeah,
bet.
that's the part. Listen, that's my part too. And I'll tell a man quickly, like maybe I'm not sexual enough for you. I'll hit that real quick and y'all have a good night. And we don't even have to say anything else anymore because of men are so like, listen, I don't even send any sexual pictures, y'all. No sexual. They be gym pictures. I be sweaty and they just like, I was looking at your photo and it just did something to me, made me feel some type of way. If you don't get your horny ass on somewhere,
Women
Yeah,
kick
women
you.
do. Yeah, we do immediately. That's why it's hard to date for us. That's honestly why it's hard to date.
So are you saying that you don't see no provocative photos? Your men in the dating, in the talking stage, in the dating stage, or in the relationship stage? At what point are you
So
seeing them?
before, listen, yeah, I'm sending them. Before, I don't mind sending them. I like, I would show
Yeah,
off my body. You know, I ain't gonna lie. Horny men rule the
say
nation.
that, little bro. Nah, for
But
me, man.
you know what I'm saying? But for me, nowadays, I'm not sending you really any nudes as no, unless we already are to that point. I'm trying to entice you because we've already been sexual, most likely. So no, it's a relationship thing.
Yeah.
Like, and not try to be, because I feel like men, y'all don't get tired of seeing the same photos. Like, she show you her ass every day. Y'all don't get tired of seeing the same ass,
But I
same
love
titties.
ass. You look. This is the thing. Oh, y'all know how it be when you got kids.
Gone on, little girl. Y'all see it? She arranged the furniture. She got paint. She trying to
Hey,
paint the floors.
on Saturday while we was live streaming, I come downstairs. It's marker all in the mail. My baby mama gonna say she just wanted to get tattoos like me.
Get the baby and get the marker now.
They said keep they keep the population growing. Boy, that boy wild. Latanya, why you over here? Your shirt is for me, please. Down there, I know you probably did Kirk. I ain't gotta tell you. You already, you know what I'm saying? You already know.
But yeah, no, I feel like everybody, and that's what I was talking about on the post we had made about the friends with benefits and the sneaky links. What these titles are, because sneaky link, I feel like that's where you're not going anywhere. You just literally just going by and you're just hitting them and you're leaving, right? I feel like a friend with benefit is what it says, a friend with benefits, meaning that the benefits could end, but you're still my friend,
Yeah.
right? So that's
Oh
for me.
no, don't take the benefit. Ooh, you want to? I don't like that. Don't take the benefits away from me. That's gonna hurt my feelings.
I mean, if you don't want to be in a relationship with me, eventually I'm gonna have to cut the benefits. I'm gonna get a man. I gotta cut the benefits. I gotta cut the benefits at some point. We can't just continuously sit around here giving you the benefits and I got a nigga. Get down. Y'all see this baby rearranging the house? If y'all want her, y'all can have her. I promise.
My baby mama doing the countdown. I can't wait till you kids get busy.
I'm already ready for her to be 5.
You got her list for 18. I only send them if I know somewhere you shouldn't be getting them. Church, work, out with the boys, let only rent. So I said this all the time about you, Val.
Toxic.
You do nothing but stress me. I've said that. That is your role in life. You stress me. That man out chilling. He at work trying to talk to God. You're stressful. Plain and simple.
Yeah, church a little much. I do it when you out. If you're out drinking, I'll definitely do it. I don't care if you're here and around. Listen, you better ask him. He is South Texas right now. I'm still sending pictures.
Hey, you heard he ain't lie. Bro did not lie.
Listen, anytime you sexually, yes.
I don't feel like sex. I feel like titles. Men sleep with women that they don't like all the time. Men sleep with women who they don't are not attracted to. Like I was just a nut. Men do it all the time. So that's why my thing, like the moment a woman starts putting a title, she got feelings. And instead of her saying, I got feelings for you, bro, and I really just want to be with you, either you're gonna have to stop beating my back in or you're gonna have to be with me. That's what it needs. That's what women need to say. But
Women can't, especially if it's good. If it's good, I can't tell you that. Because that means that there's a potential you're gonna tell me no. Right? There's still always a potential you're gonna tell me no, even if I'm the baddest bitch, even if I look good, my body good, there's still a possibility that you tell me you're not ready for commitment. There's still a possibility you tell me you're not ready to move forward because Steve Harvey said it best himself. Men need to know 3 things in order to know if they're ready to get married. That's who they are, how much they gonna make, and it might not be true. It might not be true, and I'll let you have it. But
you quoting the man whose wife cheated on him with his butler.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't define. Listen, what his wife chose to do at the end of the day does not define him. It doesn't define him.
So
it defines her character.
Okay.
I mean, ultimately, yes. Like, granted, there's things. Listen, that's why it's better to stay out of other people's relationships. It's better to stay out of other people's relationships because she might have went and told that man. She might have went and told that man, hey, I need sex from you. And he wasn't doing it. So how many times is she gonna tell him, hey, I need sex? And she's married to him. So it's a tough place to be. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to leave you. It's just one thing I need to go get from this person, right? Because you won't give it to me.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't know all the background behind it. But I won't say it defines his character for what his wife did. And actually, he turned around, if I'm correct, and made a whole video defending his wife.
Steve better than me because I'd have been bashing that bitch. That's just me. Val, men who run from away from I have no problem with commitment. I'm committed to my grind right now, so that's not true. Becky, am I not committed to this? Is this not?
I mean, we talk every morning almost during the week.
This is a commitment, right? And we talk business partner. I don't say good morning, beautiful Becky. I say good morning, business partner. Why? Because this is a business situation, right? If me and another girl talking and it's something else, then it's something else. But I don't feel like men run from commitment because I don't feel like men run from titles from commitment. I feel like titles or something that men don't be like, bro, you're not even gonna give me everything I need. Women want to give you what they want to give you in a relationship, and you supposed to accept it. Because happy wife, happy life.
I feel like it just depends on the person you mess with if that's the case. Because I've been in relationships where I'm literally up here.
They jumping on the comments tonight. My people.
I'm crying. They is. Welcome in. Not that can we remove them?
Don't be afraid to share this. Drop this in your black polygamy groups, all them little groups. That group where you posted your booty pic in today. Go drop that.
They get to use the technically we're not. Yeah, no, that's exactly it. I cannot stand that term. Listen, men, and I can't really say too much because I won't lie. In my past, listen, I used to tell a man, if you don't commit to me, if you don't want a commitment from me, I won't be like, I'll do what I want. Right? Mm-hmm. You want me to be in a relationship? Commit to me. But if I'm single, I'm gonna be single. That doesn't. You don't get to tell me,
bro.
Commitment issues. Yikes! I agree. I can't lie. Yeah, no. I feel like it's not even necessarily just the fact that it's a commitment issue. Sometimes men really just it's about the same thing I posted the other day on Facebook about that man who literally has been with his girl for 10 plus years and has not married her because, and he tell people at work, genuinely, she's just convenient. She's just convenient to him. You know what I'm saying? And he doesn't leave what's convenient.
Men love convenient sex.
Yeah, no, it's conveniency. If you won't listen, if I could be in a relationship with you and I don't apply pressure, like I remember my ex telling me like, and I wasn't even applying no pressure. He just felt like the way we were dating, how long we had been dating, that he felt like I was ready for, I'm looking for engagement. I'm like, whoa, hold on, wait, I'm not there yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing. We have been dating 3 years. Not even gonna lie. We had dated for a year and then got into a relationship. And then, we had been together 2 years after that. In an actual committed relationship. But there was flaws and stuff. I'm not in no rush. Like I tell people, I'm in no rush to run and get married. I want to know the person I'm marrying is my partner. Have we weathered things? Can we weather things? Because if you won't go through a bunch of in 1 year, you could, but you shouldn't. You shouldn't go through a lot in 1 year. You know what I'm saying? It takes almost 2 years to start really having, at least should start really having real issues.
I feel like
you cupcake phase.
I feel like asking for an engagement is like is the promise. But I really feel like people need to date 5 years before they get married. That's just me. That might not be all the way the right way to do it, but I feel like you need to really date before you get married. Because a lot of people don't be knowing each other. You don't really know someone until you stay with them for a year or two. You gotta know how they are with their bills. You gotta know how they are at the house. You gotta know how they are with their family. Like you gotta know all that. You gotta know them on them bad days. Like the last person I dealt with, I didn't really know them because we didn't talk. We didn't spend the time together. We text. Because I'm not a big phone call type of guy, and I'm an energy guy. So like, one of the funniest things were my partner FaceTime me one time while she was over here, and she was sitting on the couch, and I was sitting on the couch, and that nigga was like, "This is weird, bro. What are y'all doing?" You know what I'm saying? But that is how it worked for her. You know what I'm saying? Like that is what she wanted. And again, it wasn't real, so that's not what she wanted. But it was just how she dealt with me. You know what I'm saying? So what I've realized as a man, it's every woman is different, every situation is different, and you can't
100%.
Every situation the same. Absolutely.
I agree.
It's not my lifestyle. I'm too needy. I want attention and time spent. I can't be mad at you for that. You
No, and
say,
I don't disagree. I used to think the same thing, but I feel like with me, with polygamy, like that's why it's getting partners that everybody's interested. Everybody's interested in each other. Because when I'm not getting attention from you, when you're playing, you watching football, then I'm in there bothering her, and we cooking, Sunday dinner. We doing our own little thing, and it's tough because you have those moments, and that's where people I feel like start to add a fourth person and start to have these cross, places. I don't know. As I'm getting older, I love the idea of polygamy, but I just don't feel like Americans are enough on their P's and Q's. As far as like the growth, the development, the need, the communication, that I'd rather just have threesomes.
you just rather have threesomes?
Yeah, me and I feel like we can get further because like women sometimes really weigh you down. Like there's women here, like I tell you, they're not. I haven't met too many women that have, and I'm not even being cocky when I say it. My ambition.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My hustle is so it's one of those things like if I can do that, I don't want to talk to a female who's just sleeping. She's just laying around. You already know I don't like a man who sleeps. So
Yeah.
what you think about a woman?
If a man
You
sleep
know?
over 2 hours, you mad at him.
Yeah, he can't. What? No, you can't sleep. If I'm up, you up. No, I'm just kidding. But no, it really just truly depends. Are you where you need to be? Are you sleeping enough? I don't get 8 hours of sleep. I'm just trying to get my bag. Unless you have the bag that we talk about, right? Then you shouldn't be wanting all this sleep. That's just my opinion.
I
You,
agree.
you know what I'm saying? There's money to be made when you sleeping. And don't get me wrong. My friend always says you're not missing out on nothing. But the only thing you're really missing out on when you sleep is money. You can make money at all times of the day. And until you make money in your sleep, until money starts making itself, you should be trying to make money.
I feel you on that. Because if the money ain't making itself, you got to go get it. Because it ain't going to come to you.
I forgot. No, people do. I mean, but they have you know what I'm saying? It's all a tough place, right? Because you can see it on social media. People live their best life. You know what I'm saying? And you'll hear from them. They not they live with someone else. They have things going on. That's why I'm not. Dallas, dating in Dallas is dreadful. The triple D. Dating in Dallas is dreadful. You hear me? It just is horrible. Like everybody's self-employed. Y'all see my air quote, self-employed.
See, the dating in Dallas is what I said earlier today. I say you think it's yours, but take the Y off, it's ours. Cause that's really what's going on. Like that's dating in Dallas. You sharing.
That or they're just so focused on a relationship. Is the same thing I posted the other day. If y'all worked as hard to get a job as y'all do to keep these relationships, y'all will be so much further.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that y'all are in relationships longer than y'all are in job positions is baffling to me. Where is your life going? What's your life plan? What's your next step? What do you have going? You know what I'm saying? Are we all just sitting here just, enjoying? It's tough because I hear people like, oh, you need to live your life. And I'm like, yeah, I'm living life. But at the same time, bills still got to be paid. House still has to be taken care of. You know what I'm saying? People still got to do the laundry. Everybody's a moving part. And it's the same thing. If I can do it for myself, you know what I'm saying? What can you truly do for me? That's where it becomes a tough part because I understand when people say that, if I could already do polygamy. Yeah, no, if I could do it myself, like, it's a tough part to come in and have someone do it. I need you to take the parts that I feel are stressful to me. That's the issue. I feel like people want to take off their own what they feel like they want to give to you instead of what you truly need.
Oh yeah, I raised my finger so you can see me point.
Yeah, I know you.
You said something because a lot of people don't realize what you're giving is not what I need. But at the same time, we got to be honest. Are we telling those people exactly what you need? Because if you tell somebody what you need and they don't give it to you, that's a totally different situation.
For me, if you tell somebody what you need and they don't give it to you, they don't want to give it to you, right? They heard you the first time, and even if they didn't hear you the first time, that's because they didn't want to hear you either. So why repeat yourself either which way? Either they heard you or they didn't want to hear you. So why beg someone to give you what you want? Why beg someone to give you what you need? You know what I'm saying? Everything that I ask from them, time, I can spend time alone. I don't have to get time from a man. I can spend all that time by myself. So if I have to ask you and beg for your time, I might as well spend it alone. Because I don't have to beg me and ask me for time. I don't have to sit up here, you know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing. It's finding out, are you able to tell people what you need from them?
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? Do you really truly know what you need? You know, if you're looking for a partner, then what parts of the partnership are you looking for? You know, are you looking for a woman who makes money? Or are you looking for a woman who stays home and cooks? You know what I'm saying? Are you looking for a woman who's willing to split half the duties around the house? Or are you looking for, you know, a woman who wants to work? Like I told you, that Polly show I was watching, the husband stays at home. That it still baffles me to this day, right? I can't do it. I can't be in no polygamous relationship where we all working and he home. Especially if we bearing children, because she got to stop working at some point. And I completely agree. I completely agree. People are so worried about sharing, but be sharing anyway. And the excuse is, oh, we're not in a committed relationship. But you call him and yell at him and cuss him out like y'all are, though. You up here cussing him out, asking him why he with her, but y'all not like, come on, like, let's not sugarcoat it, y'all. Y'all all agree to polygamy in some way or another.
Yeah.
Y'all have done it before. You might not do it no more actively. You know, you might have created boundaries, but you've all participated. Yeah. Polygamy, polygyny is, I think, is how it's pronounced when you have multiple men. Yeah, it's
poly relationships.
Dallas
in different forms these days. That if you're dating in Dallas, you're in a polygamous relationship.
Period.
If you're dating in Dallas, you're in a polygamous relationship. Just plain and simple. Because everybody is on social media to feel like they can do better. And I don't have time to feel like I can do better.
Nah, I don't know about that part. Because listen, I don't think the men I've talked to and the women I've tried to talk to, I don't think I could do no better than my partner. So I'm okay. Don't be having folks don't be having nothing going for themselves nowadays. I tell you.
And you know, that's why I say with my BM is like, oh, she doesn't check every box. It's not that. It's just certain things I want. She not able to do at times. And I'm not mad at her, but I don't believe I gotta wait on shit. That ain't personal. I don't believe I should wait on shit. You know what I'm saying? And my personality is big and my personality is hard to deal with. That's why I tell the girls, be like, man, you really want to date me? Because it seems cool because you like the way I talk, the way I kick shit. But the moment I get demanding, you could be like, oh, you're just like all the other. Yeah, I'm demanding. I want shit to go a certain way. Because I feel like I know what's big. And again, that's probably my toxic trait. I feel like I got the plan. I feel like God dropped that bitch off on me. I got the plan. Follow.
I feel like you say that, but at the same time, not fully, right? Because you allow other people to come into your vision and allow growth and development of your vision, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't know necessarily like when you say like everything you have the plan, I feel like you have like a good foundation of a plan, and you're looking for people to carry out different parts of this plan and form their own parts to the plan. Yeah. So I don't feel like you're really a control freak. I think it's easier to say it that way, but working with you, your actions show differently, if that makes any sense.
I'm not a dictator. It's a democracy. But I feel like in life, I'm going to have to go into a dictatorship. That's not with everybody. Like with you, I don't have to dictate. I don't have to. You hit me. One of the best things about you is you hit me like, what can I help you with today? That's like one of the most beautifulest things a woman can ask you is, what can I help you with today? Because that lets me know that if I do need something, I can lean on you, right? And that's a part of building a team. And like you need a team. Like I watch sports. It ain't just the only sports where it's just one person is golf and tennis. Other than that, everything else has a team. LeBron ain't win the championships on his own. Michael Jordan ain't win championships on his own. Cowboys won't win the championships with just pieces. They had all of the pieces that fit together to make a strong team.
Yeah, debate teams got multiple people. Math decathlons, the Olympics. Like you just not. I mean, there's different parts to it. I was just telling someone the other day. You know, you don't get me wrong. You can get somewhere by yourself. It's going to take a whole lot hell of a longer time and a whole lot more exhaustion when you could work with someone else and get 3 times further. And because if you have different mindsets, you know, I could talk clearly. I don't have no issue with talking. I am definitely able to reach out and talk to like my coworkers. If I want to ask a question on how I'm communicating, I don't have no issue with asking my coworkers, not because I can't communicate, not because I don't know what to say. No, because of, I just want to hear someone else's viewpoint, because of everything in life is interpretation. Everything in life is perception. Those two things, which are pretty much the same thing, is
Mhm.
however you interpret it and however a perception is. We all have our feelings. We all have our opinions, but that's all they are, opinions and feelings.
Yep.
Until we can sit up here and pull factual evidence, majority of our conversations are all opinionated.
Say that. Say that. You see, bro, Tristan Tillis, that's who's gonna do our logo. So again, when we was thinking about how we was gonna come up with the logo, we just need the idea. He gonna do the rest. Team.
Bet.
Team. Like that's the thing. Like, cause I got the technology, not my BM to tell you I tried it, but it was like, man, I can't do that. Cause it's not my style. I can't draw. So that's not my artistic creativity, right? And I say this to people: everybody you can be a genius in your own right. There are construction workers that are geniuses. There are people who with this content can be a genius. Like you can be a genius in your own lane. It's not like and nobody was telling you that growing up. Like it's some street niggas who geniuses. Cause you know how to get that shit off with no problem and stay out of everybody's way. Like people just don't get that. I agree 100%, Cliff. A man should lead. He laying the foundation. She should nurture and cultivate teamwork. Hey, you ain't lying. You ain't lying. And I don't want a woman to feel like, as men, we're put like, if I can lead, you should listen. Now, if I can't lead, I'm not going to tell you to follow someone who's going to lead you astray.
Yeah, and that's what you have to, and that's why it's important about talking to people when you're dating. Talking before you even get to the dating phase, before you even get to the fucking part, unless you are able to clearly define your boundaries, right? If you're like, well, clearly we're not gonna move forward, this is all just sex, like that's why it should be there because of that right there. You can't let a man who has no ambition, no drive, he can't lead me. I have a 5-year plan, so any man that wants me to get up and move tomorrow, that's an issue for me. You know what I'm saying? We have to talk about this. I have to readjust my plan. You know what I'm saying? I got kids. I need a man who knows how to lead with children, right?
Mm-hmm.
He can't. I've had a man one time, tell me I should change my job fields, and I had to explain to him like completely, like, hey, listen, bro, like, there's no way for me to work right now in the capacity with having my kids. You have to be able to know how to lead someone. So no, you're right, 100%. Men should lead. I don't disagree to that, but it's definitely when they can lead, and so it's important to know where you're going as a woman in order to allow a man to lead you. But you'll know clearly because if you can over dominate a man, usually he's not going to lead you right.
That's the funniest thing in the world. And I'm such a nice guy. I think women feel like they more dominant. I be like, bro, I'm really just being nice to you. See how you gonna play this. And that's my big because I like theories. I like tests. I'm like, man, this nigga really playing with me. Like they really, you know what I'm saying? So Tristan Smash versus my biggest thing is not being forceful enough. So now it's like we're gonna do it like this. I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna get to know you. I want to be your friend. And how you present words to women. I got a homegirl named Becky, and she asked me one day, "Have you ever, when you get mad, do you curse? Do you call Jessica out of her name?" And I'm like, "Nah, I don't be bitch this, bitch that." Like that's not. I have to be heated. Like there's only been twice we've been that bad to where I'm stupid asshole. Like, yeah, I definitely get that. It was funny to me when I said it. I ain't gonna lie. It was funny when I said it, but it was wrong, right? So I try not to.
Oh, it was funny.
When I said it, it was. Come on. That's why you over there laughing because you know that it was funny. As a man, I don't feel good when I have to. I never feel good when we get into it. I never feel good. This shit. So 1956, we need to be on a level playing fields. So we got opposite ways. The women boys be good. What? We do need to be on level playing field at this point, ladies. Like y'all want equality and like I could never. I'm gonna be honest. I got strong women in my family. I can never let a woman. I can never just totally just shut up and do what a woman tells me. I can listen. But I can't. I can't just do what a woman tells. I listen for sure. Like I will listen. When you told me something, when is it something in your lane and I didn't listen? 15 years, man. Neither of us call each other out of. I don't know how John does that with you. I'm telling you, I'm just gonna keep it out of the way. G. I don't know how John doesn't call you out your name because some days I do want to call you out your name, and we just talking on Facebook, right? So I'm just, and you the messiest person I know. Let's be clear.
I feel like like she said, it's not Like I guess she said because she should.
Yeah, okay.
You can't. I feel like you can't talk to each other any type of way because if it starts to demean my character, it makes me question how you feel about me. It makes you, like the fact that you came and all of a sudden I'm a stupid ass bitch. Like what? Like, do you always feel like I'm a stupid ass bitch? Like, does everything I do now? I'm questioning everything we walk around, and now you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to call you out your name. And I feel like if I get to a point like that, like she said, we should walk away, take our minute, you know what I'm saying? Take a moment to decompress. It's easy to fly out the mouth and call somebody out their name. But that's also because I feel like you be holding it. You only call somebody out their name if you've been holding it for them.
What you for?
she because what I said.
Hey, the last time we got into it, she was punching on me. Do you want to talk about that? Okay. Whenever we have an issue,
you want to talk about it?
Yeah.
Oh, listen, I promise y'all, real factual story. I only had to hit one man one time. My mom always taught me growing up. I promise y'all, my mom always taught me growing up. Never put your hands on a man unless you're ready to get hit back like a man. And I always usually date bigger dudes, dudes who are, a little bit more muscle, than me. So I don't play those games. I don't put my hands on them because I know they can beat me up. But one dude I second guessed y'all. He was on a little shorter spout. And I thought I was about to hit him. I had smacked the shit out of him, and that nigga two-pieced me real quick and then grabbed me because he realized what he did. He was like, "Oh, hold on." Yeah, I don't do it. Yeah, no, men can definitely be domestic violence victims too. I will not disagree. One man, he called me out my name, and I put my hands on him, and then he showed me not to put my hands on nobody else as far as a man.
I was just you right, bro.
He's such a crybaby.
Why you I would never let her do you like that, bro.
She said what she said. No.
LJ the bitch.
No, but you're right. Domestic men can be domestic violence victims too. That's why they changed the law now. It's whoever called the police first. It's not men or women. It's whoever calls the first.
Police and ain't no coming back.
No, there's not no. But listen, people do it though. I'm just saying, and that's the thing. For a woman, if it gets to a point where you have to call the police on a man, or even a man, if you have to call the police on someone, y'all should both be done. Like that's just too far. We got people outside looking at us, the neighbors down the block. Yeah, no, I don't want nobody. I don't like the police showing up at my house. Don't have them show up here.
You gonna flood the flow.
I don't like it. Don't do it. It's not cool. Keep your distance.
Yeah, don't call the police on me. Like we can have an issue. We can argue. You can even put your hands on me a little bit, but don't call the police on me. You ain't doing that.
Yeah, no, I feel like it just goes too far. It goes too far at that point. There shouldn't be no coming back because at that point you feel like you're in enough danger to need the authorities, especially if you black, because y'all know they killing us out here for nothing. So I don't know. I'd rather call the man mama or something. Why is we calling the police?
My anxiety kicking in. I've been to jail for bullshit. I tell you, bro, like I don't like if it get too deep to where the police getting caught. I don't like putting my hands on a woman. If you take me to that point, I got to take myself out the situation. I'm gonna feel bad. I'm saying all the time, like I'm gonna feel bad, but you're not gonna play. I feel like I don't get there until I feel like I'm being played with. Like you feeling like I won't punch you in your nose. Like if you was a man, you would. I say this all the time. If you was a man, you wouldn't do this. I ain't never had nobody just disrespect me in my face. That ain't never. Suburban kid and I never. Nobody's playing with me in my face. Not happening. I got niggas who look up to me. So you can't play with me. I'm just there. I got younger cousins who look up to me. You playing with me like that, they not gonna give me that same respect no more. Like, nah. So
yeah, I'm on my kids' God, so I don't play about that stuff. I don't play with you putting your hands on me, threatening to kill me. I don't find that toxic shit cute. Don't come over here to I'll kill you, because really I'll never call you again. I'm gonna move. I'm gonna find a new house.
I might tell you I choke you while we having sex or something like that.
I mean, but that's it. I mean, but that's not the same thing. Like, it's one thing. Like, I'm okay with a man, choking me, but that's
yes, mama.
100% does.
You right.
Does.
You right.
But that's where it's, and that's the thing, because some women know that men won't hit them. My mom told my brother not to put his hands on no woman. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no,
Drop
100%.
somebody off in my no man, we ain't even gonna go into that.
Yeah, I feel like if you have to get to that point, like you should be able to cool yourself down and talk. Like if you don't have those that's self restraint. You
Yeah.
should be able to have that self control and be like, hey, listen, this person is taking me to that point. Listen, I got kids. Like I don't get mad enough at my kids to just start swinging on them. Like I don't care what my kids say to me. Like I don't just as soon as I just oh no, that's not. Come on, like that's not. Just because they're an adult, it's the same thing. I stop messing with if I feel like a female has pulled me to a place where I start to feel like I'm ready to put my hands on her, she's done. We might be able to reconnect down the road, you know what I'm saying, when I feel like I've reached out and she's grown and I've grown, you know what I'm saying. But if even with a woman, if it gets to a point where because I know I can fight you, I know we can go outside toe to toe and there ain't gonna be no issue. See, a man, I know he's ultimately stronger than me. That's why I'm in here lifting couches and shit. I told y'all that's why I be in the gym. Because I wish a man would. No. But seriously, a woman, I know I can fight with you. So that's why if I get to a point with women where I feel like I'm gonna put my hands on you, it's time for me to leave you alone.
Stop throwing that soap out the tub.
You don't, you shouldn't cuss at your kids. So it's all the same boundaries that you start to put with how you want I think about every time I talk to somebody, how I would want someone to talk to my children.
You gotta have boundaries. We talked about that last week. Boundaries is a major thing for me. Boundaries, value. Right now, we're talking about growth. These are things that if you don't have in your relationship, you don't prosper. You prosper
can't.
without growth. Like growth shows you that I was wrong that day, and I needed to apologize. That's growth. You know what I'm saying? Growth is when, again, you need all of these in every stage, from the talking stage. Because I don't even know what's the difference between the talking stage and the dating stage. I don't think there's a difference, right?
Well, I think
I got your number last week. And
we're texting and trying to get to a point to set up a date. You know what I'm saying? I want to see if I even like you enough. Like sometimes we can't even hold a conversation long enough to even get to that point.
I feel like if a girl responds to me in her inbox, I already won. That's just me. Because I feel like I love how he talks. I love his car. Most men not coming like this. And you gonna feel I'm telling the truth. Because I don't be capping. I don't be lying.
I'm gonna listen, and if I give you your number, yeah, that's cool. But that's the thing. Conversations die very quickly.
I was telling you, I will be taking you places. We be dealing with baby mama, and so it's like I don't even want to know, bro. Let's get to like it is. And again, we wasn't as cool when we was working. Like I got personal partners, and I'm gonna listen to their trauma, but it's like it's different. It's different for everybody. Not to say that Tristan was my partner, we was working together. We had just met each other, but you know what I'm saying. Kurt, I don't know him since 7th grade. Donnell, I done known him since 6th grade. You know what I'm saying? Like the bond is so deep that no matter what Kirk say to me, I already know if he lying to tell him the truth. Yes, I do. You know what I'm saying? Like I know him that well because he's been my partner since 7th grade, first day of school. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm always an ear to listen, but there are times when I'm going through shit. Like I ain't gonna lie. The best thing about you, I don't have to do so much. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have to worry about, I gotta come up with the question, or I gotta say it this way, or I gotta say it that way. Like when you go look at it, everything you sent me in the text message today about talking stage, I put that in the description. You made it so easy on me. Like all I had to do was drop it, right? And I'm lazy. When I get my personal assistant, she gonna have everything typed up, and I'm just gonna be here. You talk too much. I talk too much. Okay. I talk too much. Okay. That's what we doing. I'm the one that talk too much. But yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you good. You good. I was just gonna say it's like you said. It's knowing how to grow with each other. It's the learning people. It's the conversation because it wasn't like right off the bat. You had to tell me like, hey, Becky, I like how you word things. I'm gonna give you ideas. I want you to word them for me. So yeah, now it's easy to know every time we go ahead and every time Cliff get on there and send me a voice message, it's easy to know, hey, Cliff wants me to reword this for him. Let me go ahead and see what I can figure out. It's being able to talk about the growth and the next steps of things. We've been working. We've talked about the next steps. Sometimes we went back and redid steps that we've already done because we've realized there's a better way to do it. We talked about the growth of our podcast, where we go from here. Those are the things that happen in relationships. You said what?
So we were 2 months in? I can't wait till we get into that like a real podcast format where we. I can't wait for that. I can't wait
It's
for
gonna
that.
be dope. It's gonna
Yeah,
be dope. We working our structure out.
yeah,
We're creating our foundation.
yeah, for
We
sure.
jumped off the porch. We jumped off the porch because that's the best way to do it.
For
And
sure.
then you build your foundation from there. And that's how relationships are. You know, you have the set grounds. You know where you want to go, right? You know, hey, this is where we're gonna go. Ultimately, we want to be married, okay? But these are the steps that take in between. You know, me and my partner. You know, we're not together right now, but we
So you
we
feel
work
like
on things
you and your
actively.
partner ever gonna not be together? Like, are y'all going? Is it ever gonna change? Like, is your partner gonna be your partner?
So for me, it's a part where it's like I'm starting to come to a realization that I feel like, hey, listen, like I've said it since I met this man. This was gonna be the next man I married. It had no question, no doubt. Now there's been things along the way that's been like, hold on, like this makes me question it.
Mm-hmm.
Because of we're human, we grow, we change, we evolve. I don't try to make him what I feel like my husband should be. I just literally he'll do things and I'll be like, yeah, I know my husband don't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I know my husband won't treat me that way. I know he won't talk to me like that. And we continue to develop and grow from there. But it's the same thing with him. You know, there's things that he don't like about me. So I don't think there's ever a moment where we're like, hey, I mean, we ended things because we weren't becoming happy and we didn't want to make it to where we weren't good friends.
Yeah.
But I definitely feel like it's where you understand growth and where it comes from. You know, if your person is your person, I feel like deep down you should know that, and granted, our intentions might not always be, our intention might be for one thing, but whatever is meant for our book is laid out. My mom always used to tell me as a kid, if you love something, set it free. And if it's meant to be, it'll come back.
Yeah.
You don't restrain, you don't try to change people. Growth isn't an unwanted thing. For us personally, yes. But when it comes to our relationships, our growth should be something that everybody wants. It should be the same direction. I shouldn't have to force you to grow, and you shouldn't have to force me to grow when it comes to our relationship, where we're ultimately going.
Yellow flags make you think twice. I respect that.
Yeah, yellow flags that make you think twice, but in the end, yeah, they're things that could potentially be an issue. They are things that could potentially be an issue because at the same time, I'm not a perfect person. That's the biggest issue is that everybody wants to. Neither of us we're two imperfect people trying to come together to make something that's somewhat perfect. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So it's not, I have issues just like you do. So yeah, those yellow flags, I've never heard anyone say that, but that's a real thing. Those are things that potentially could be an issue. Could be an issue for me, could be an issue for you. Because it might change for me later. There's things that you start to grow in a relationship. I wasn't able to talk when I first got with my last, with my partner. We weren't able to talk about anything. I mean, I was able to talk to people about how I felt. You know what I'm saying? It's something that we developed and grew together.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we all gonna have our issues. It's about growing and developing and knowing your next steps and noticing, like you said, the yellow flags. The ones that'll be like, can I be with this person? Could this be a potential issue, or is it something I can compromise with? Relationships are about communication, compromise. Everything, like I said, you're not a perfect person. The same way you have issues, your baby mama, you've talked about the things that she has. There's things that she probably could sit on this call and be like, I need this X, Y, and Z from Cliff. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you don't give them to her, but it might have been a work. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that you just came off the rip giving her everything that she wanted, or the fact that she just didn't know everything she wanted at the time.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna cap. My communication has evolved, so now it be days like, "What you need? I just what you need. I don't need anything." Okay, bet. Like I feel like at first we was more so going through the month. Me and my baby mama's too different. Off rip, I was like, "If we not gonna work," and then as we tried and we went through, it was the biggest problem was I wasn't honest off rip. Like, hey, I don't like this. I don't like that. You can't move like this. I wasn't honest. I was so afraid. I was like, I'll be honest. I was like, damn, I'm a loser if I say this, I say that, or if I be
Oh,
too stern, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I was gonna lose it because again, I was rocking with, I fucked with it, but it was once we met, once it was certain things that like I wasn't accustomed to, or I wasn't used to her doing, or it's not even. She hasn't done this in about 2 to 3 months, but she wake up with an attitude. Flat out wake up with an attitude. Be just me fussing about nothing. Just and I'm just like, bro, what we doing? I don't my mind don't start working until after 8 o'clock. Like I used to work at IHOP, I had to be there at 6, and the first 2 hours I'm there, but I'm not there. You know what I'm saying? Like, so she waking up 6:30. Yeah. My first thought was like, man, you messing up the energy for the day. I'm mad at you for the day. If you start talking shit to me before 7 o'clock, I hate you for the day. I hate you for the day. The only way for us to get over it is to fight or have sex. That's the only way for me to forget about it. And if we had sex, I'm still gonna want to talk about it.
Oh, so you said fight and have sex.
Well, I was just about to say, could that be the issue? I know there's reasons I wake up with an attitude. I'm not even gonna cap. Like I do as a woman, sometimes I do, but it's because I bottled something up and haven't told you how I felt about something, and that shit just sitting on me. That shit just sitting like a brick. I be ready to go, and I can't help but to wake up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
If I wake up, dishes in the
shaking my
sink.
head in the green. I'm not shaking my head in the green. Like if I'm not
I
wrong,
feel
I'm
like-
not just shaking my head in the green. I don't care.
And I can't stand a man who just shake his head and agree. Me and my partner, we were just talking about that today. You know, he was just like, I was like, no, you need to tell me. Like, we need to be able to communicate your opinion. Everybody has an opinion. You're okay to have it, right? The issue is that I should be able to speak my opinion after you speak yours too. I think that's the biggest thing that bothers me about communication is people feel like it's a two-part thing and then it's done. Mm-hmm. And that's not how it is. I say how I feel, you address how you feel, right? And now there's another conversation to be had because now I've heard how you feel, you've heard let's see how we've comprehended this at this point. Now, where do we move for the next step? I feel like we get to the point where everybody's always willing to just say how they feel, and there's never that last part of the conversation. Where's the resolution?
I feel
where
like
we fix it.
How I feel, I start a problem. So I don't like to speak on how I feel.
But see, and my partner says the same thing though, and I won't lie. I mean, it's a man thing, but that's where it's like understanding. Like, I might not agree with what you say. You should be able to stop and be like, "Hey, you're yelling at me. Hey, you're cutting me off." You know what I'm saying? You should be able to stop and address that. That's something we actively work on because I get defensive, but I've explained to him why I do. You know, I get defensive. No, it's not because I'm a woman. No, it's not because I'm a woman. Because I love this man and I want to be with him, and I don't want the negative opinion he's having on me right now to form how he feels about me. I don't want him to leave me based off of this. So I'm going to defend it. I'm going to try to come up with the best way to make this sound so that way that it doesn't, because everybody in my life leaves me, right? It's abandonment issues. You know what I'm saying? It ties back into that part. So I want you to be able to tell me how you feel because I want to be able to tell you how I feel, right? I want the open floor. Mm-hmm. I'm defensive because I love you. It's the same way you just said, I don't feel like I could talk to her because I don't want to lose her, right? It's the same way with women. Like, some of us have abandonment issues and we don't want to tell you how we really feel because it'll really make you run off.
Mama, he would still wake up talking about hit the deck, hit the floor. I smell smoke. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, Father. What smoke do you smell? But I totally agree. And, but it's about growth, learning, understanding. I don't like raising my voice. Like, because you know what? My parents, I know they argue, but I ain't see it. Right? Like, I didn't see my parents argue. I'll tell you this in stand-up, I ain't gonna do it here. When I seen my parents arguing, we were older. So at that point, it was like, I didn't pay it no mind. Like, this is what they do now. You know what I'm saying? By the time we seen it, like, they were already separated. I'm like, man, you do what you do, Pops. My mom do what she do. Like, it shouldn't even be no issues. That's why me and my baby mama never had any issues with the kids. Like, I had a cool step-pops. I feel like my step-pops and my daddy should have got along, but my daddy never gave it the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like, he never, so it won't be the same way with me. Like, being move on, she get the do, and he cool, he treat the kids right. You know what I'm saying? Boom, no problem. But I'm not.
Side question: do you feel like your dad still loved your mom and wanted to be with your mom? Because that, to me, that's usually what happens.
I don't know.
That's usually what happens. He like, I don't know. I never asked.
They didn't need to be together. They were never meant to be together in the first place because they are two strong personalities, and he's not willing to listen to her. And the moment he's not listening to her, she goes in a full rattlesnake mode, ready to bite your throat out because you ain't listen to her. So they were just two. There was an alpha woman and an alpha male butting heads at all times because, she knew she was right. He didn't want to listen. So no, my parents separated was the best thing that ever happened to us because it was only gonna get worse. Like I personally
Understandable.
feel like if it's only gonna get worse, y'all need to separate. Y'all need
Yeah, I don't believe in sticking around for the kids. Don't wait till they're 18. Don't get to moving in different. Listen, if it's not, I want my kids to see me happy and loved. You know what I'm saying? I don't want them to be like, oh, I'm not. I think I have friends now. There was a man I dated, and I believe that he's not affectionate because of his parents had issues when they was young. When he was younger.
Mhm.
And that's just my personal opinion. Might not be true, but that's just the opinion I've formed from it. I don't. Yeah, no, I don't. When I realized at the point I had stayed for almost a year and a half with my ex husband because of I realized when we weren't together he wasn't a father.
Mhm.
He wouldn't see my son. And I was so hung up on making him be a dad that I was like, okay, well, I'm going to stay with him. And the relationship continued to deteriorate everywhere else around it. We started to get to the point where we weren't together. We were, he was cheating. I was staying, other places. It was just getting bad. And like you said, only thing can happen is for it to get worse. If a situation's not good, it's just going to continue to get worse. That's like your car breaking down, right? That's like your check engine light coming on and you expecting it just to eventually just stop being on because of it should fix itself. That's not
Yeah,
how it works. It just continues. Whatever problem you have from the check engine light continues to make it worse until it stops working.
basically, basically. Like, and again, if you don't address the problems always gonna be there. Like you can't. There's no way. I simply wasn't going to hate him, so I called it a day. That's what you want to call it. We're not gonna go into deep. When my stand up, I'm gonna have a stand up call. My parents are toxic, and so are my siblings. That's gonna be the hard one, and my daughter too. Oh, they gonna love that one. That's gonna be the one. That's my Kevin Hart special. Yeah, why I got a 2 year old that's got hearing problems, but she hear everything. I'm ready for that. Her and my mama get on my damn nerves. I'm ready for that stand up special. I'm practicing, but no, relationships are one of those things that you gotta it's a job. If you're not ready to put in, if you're not really willing to get off of work, come home, be a full-time dad, meaning energy and effort, homework, reading with the kids. I gotta get better at all of that because I'm not used to it yet. And I haven't seen a man do that. I've never seen a man come home and actually pay his kids attention. You know what I'm saying? My boss was coming home, he's doing him. But that's what he came from. That's what men did. I feel like me and my friends are going in a different direction than what black men have done for the past since I can't even say since the freedom of slavery. I'm gonna say since the 80s, right? Because even in the 60s we were still enslaved. It was not still enslaved, but it was
Segregation.
still segregation. Still couldn't go to certain bathrooms or whatnot. But I feel like the 80s is the first time because crack hit. I don't feel like black men got the chance to truly be fathers until now. Because in the 80s, crack hit. Shit, the 90s, it was the change of a generation.
Yeah, and then like you said, we've just turned to continue to adapt, and I agree with that honestly. That black men, really, a lot of men haven't had the opportunity to actually be, um, a actual parent,
Hmm.
because of things like child support. I talked about that the other day. Child support is a horrible cycle. You know what I'm saying? Because what happens is if you can't pay it, you got back child support. Then you go to jail for it, but you can't work while you're in jail, so you continue to just add more child support to the child
Hmm.
support you already owe. So they just ultimately keep you in jail. You are just going to continue to be in jail until your kid's 18 because of the money that you never can come up with if they do arrest you for it.
Because you never gonna be able to afford it.
Exactly. Well, I feel like we should really open a jail where they can work still. We have a jail completely separate for child support offenders. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Because there is people who genuinely need to be on child support. I'm a firm believer. I didn't want to when my son was younger, and as I got older, I realized you have to hold people responsible because if not, they go out and create more and more kids,
Hmm.
and they don't take care of them either. And then we have a bunch of single moms running around here. So I definitely feel like black men haven't had, and men in general, like I said, haven't had the opportunity to be fathers because the women use kids as pawns.
Hmm.
They think it's these children are games, and that's the hard part for me because I'm a mom who wants my kids' as dads to be around. So it's almost like my kids' as dad kind of take advantage of that. Because listen, my daughter's dad lives 30 minutes away. I will take my daughter all the way to her daddy house
Hmm.
and drive my ass back to the house. You know what I'm saying? Just so he will get her. and I'll turn around the next day and go pick her back up, kind of thing. So that's where I feel like it gets advantage, because really you should come and get your kid without me having to drive her. You know what I'm saying? You was getting over here for the coochie. Why you can't get here for the kid?
Nah, for real.
So it's all of a conversation, and that's why I say
My daddy was blind. You're not finna be coming on here telling these people that my granddaddy was blind. That's why that girl was talking about Big Daddy being blind, and you jumped on her. So don't come over here talking about your father and he was blind by the time you was 12. Don't you do that. Don't you do that. Don't get over here doing that. You know good dang well Big Daddy was blind. All right. Kids talking about my granddaddy and my mama jumped on him. Nah, come on now. Vibe.
Yeah, I think there needs to be a growth. It needs to be a conversation of where your relationship's going. I feel like you can't just aimlessly just jump in. Like, it's almost like we talk about, how often should you sit down for an evaluation? Like, that should be a conversation that comes often. Hey, where are we going? What are our next steps? Are we moving in the same direction? Do we have the same viewpoints? Like you said, we were talking before we got on camera. You were talking about how you feel like the woman you're going to be with needs to, want to be a star, want to be in the spotlight. Women have to. What if she, at first she signed up for it and then she didn't? You know what I'm saying? She doesn't want to be there anymore. She doesn't want to be in the spotlight. So that's a reevaluation. It's a reevaluation.
Okay, mom. Okay, mom.
Don't do your mama. But yeah.
It's a reevaluation. You ain't lie. Yeah, we didn't talk to y'all today. You know what? Let's wrap it up for them. We ain't gonna give them too much.
So I think that we excited. This was a good conversation tonight. We got y'all interactive, live, and talking. I think that because we veered a little bit tonight, I definitely think that maybe next week we can start to run the stages of I can't say dating, but of a relationship.
Who's that?
From the talking to.
That's mama.
The stages, what y'all's thought processes are, where we move from, what steps do you take, what things come with it. So as we continue to go through this podcast, we're gonna start talking about some stuff about the talking stage and the dating phase and all that good jazz, and I'm excited.
I'm excited as well. It's not touchscreen, okay? It's not touchscreen. All right, y'all. As we get ready to get up out of here, it's your boy Shout Time.
And your girl Becky M.
And my little monster. And we'll see y'all next week on Let's
Be Fucking For Real.
Y'all have a good night.
Have a good one.